All right, thank you so much for joining us, Frankie. We appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to come and to share some of your insights.
Tim, I'm grateful to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we'll jump right into our questions. Your job is not an easy one. It's not easy to operate in this space. Would you mind sharing kind of your story, how you got here, and how you got into behavioral health?
Sure. I like to say, hi, my name is Frankie Wilson, and I've lived at least 1,000 lives to this point.
Yeah.
My background started in entertainment and in ministry, honestly, and moved from there into working in radio for 24 years. I actually just retired 2 years ago now, in July, so excited about that. I've spent time in a lot of different industries prior to coming into the field of behavioral psychology. What I can say, however, is that on my way to being an ABA, I was starting out looking for a good cognitive behavioral therapy program. And the people at the Chicago School for Professional Psychology, specifically Dr. Michael May, I want to shout him out because I owe him a lot when it comes to what I do today with the marrying of that and communications and strategy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think your varied career probably helps you a lot as you're working with your clients.
It does, because I'm able to pull from, as many people, I'm able to pull from a lot of different experiences. I've experiences in finance and experiences as an entrepreneur for several years, for a couple of decades now, I guess I can say. So, yeah, it's very helpful.
So you often say behavior is brand. Can you share a moment when kind of changing one single behavior completely shifted someone's brand or maybe your own?
Sure. There are a lot of different examples that I could use, and I'm just going to throw a couple of them out there to you. So here's one that people may not have known about: Listerine, the oral antiseptic that we use. You know that originally Listerine was used to clean surgical equipment? And then
No.
after that, yeah, and then that was originally what it was used for. After that, it was used to mop floors, it was used as a floor cleaner.
Wow.
Somehow in the early 1900s, for whatever reason, someone decided that they were going to put it in their mouth. And when they put it in their mouth, it ended up being more rewarding than the elation they got, I guess, from a clean floor.
Wow.
And the behavior started from there, which is really important. I hope we get to talk about this, which is the order and the hierarchy of behavior and belief. The behavior helped to cement a belief that this is how we should be using it. And Listerine went from being something used to clean surgical equipment to the thing that cleans our mouths and helps to keep good, oral activity to this day.
Hmm.
Oral
No,
hygiene.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. That is funny. Who said that eating bleach was a 2020 thing?
Yeah.
Who said we invented that? That's a cool story.
Yeah.
As a behaviorist,
Yeah.
you're helping your clients make better strategic decisions, right? How do you see that shaping how leaders are making decisions on a day-to-day basis?
I believe that if you're dealing with people, it is in your best interest at all times to have some level of understanding as to how people think, act, and behave, how they have historically, as well as the nuances that exist within human behavior, and what studies may show as to where we are going because of the changes, the social changes and environmental changes that have affected human behavior. And the day to day hustle and bustle of running a business may not give you the freedom to do that. So that's when you call in people like me that study that type of thing for a living, and it helps to inform and better inform the decisions that you make. Yeah, when
Absolutely.
we're not in the time of guessing anymore. Technology has taken that luxury away, so we're able to actively predict the needs and wants of our end users to this point, and a lot of that predictive ability comes from understanding behavior.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you blend science from CBT to ABA to IO psychology. You blend all of that in with branding. What's one kind of surprising insight from psychology that every founder should know before starting to build their personal brand?
Every founder, before they start to build their personal brand. So, sure, I will say this. I borrowed this from John Maxwell, which is that we teach what we know, but we reproduce who we are at all times. So with terms of a personal brand, if you are not fully understanding of who it is you are fully, then you're not going to actually reproduce what you think you are among people. The truth of who you are always comes out.
So, because we are a marketing and advertising company, we have to ask questions around marketing, advertising, and behavioral health. So,
Sure.
how do you go about gaining new clients right now? What is working well for you?
I will say that word of mouth is still the most powerful and most effective way that we get new clients. However, being able to pace ourselves is wildly important
Yeah.
to being able to adequately and effectively serve our clients, which means we have to understand where to cap ourselves. Not saying that we're capping our ability to serve, but
Yeah.
in order to give the best, we have to sometimes be able to say no. And that's not totally a bad thing, because if you're able to, in a finessed type of way, tell a person, I can't serve you now. However, you have a waiting list or whatever the thing may be. That can, for some, create a sense of prestige, something that they want because it's out of their reach. It increases the value of what you do in another person, the way they perceive the work that you do, because it makes you seem like you are, one, booked and busy, but also someone that is in high demand. So those things work to, if you work them right, they work to your advantage as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I mean, I think the biggest part too is it guarantees that the work you are doing you can do well because you're not rushing yourself. Right.
Absolutely, absolutely. You get to take time and really prove. And that's another big thing to it. This has worked for me. You asked it worked for me. It doesn't necessarily go for everybody else. But I've been able to keep clients at the Zoe Communications Agency. We've kept clients for years and years. They have maintained their spot with us because we have the time to really walk alongside them in whatever their goals are. And we prove ourselves time and time again. And our goal is to exceed expectation. Who wants to let go of someone that constantly exceeds their expectation?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very hard to let go of that.
yeah. So the
So
next
then,
problem really is growth from there.
absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah, growth comes naturally if you can maintain good service to your clients.
that's right.
Absolutely. So, last question on the marketing front: what is one new marketing tactic or strategy that you're either considering or just watching really carefully in the marketplace right now?
So I alluded to it a bit earlier, but the integration of technology, AI technology specifically, into systems, how you work as well as how you deal with your customer or your client. If you're not thinking about that, then before you're fully left behind, we should change priorities, because we are at a point now where we do not have the luxury of guessing what will work. When we have applications and platforms that have the ability to predict. We have predictive analytics that help us to not just see what the customer's needs are, but we've also moved from dealing with factions and groups of people where we're able to put people in boxes to now a hyper individualization of the way we serve our client and customer, and the way we speak to them, thanks to technology and thanks to AI. So if you're not paying attention to it, listen, I don't want to quote Ricky Bobby, but you don't want to be last. You know,
Absolutely.
you like to say if you're first, you're last. You don't want to be last in this. Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, that makes complete sense. Makes complete sense. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Frankie. We appreciate you giving us some of your insights, and we appreciate the work you're doing, one person at a time, one client at a time. And I know you're helping to make the leadership space in your community better.
I appreciate that, man. And hey, I saw your post. Congratulations to you, Dad to be, to you
Thank you.
and to your
Thank
wife,
you.
man. Really excited for you. It's
It
the
is
best
exciting. It
blessing of
is
my life.
exciting. Yeah, and I don't know if I talked about that on the podcast, but it might be when this podcast is coming out that I have my first son being born here pretty soon. So
That's
it's coming up
super
quick.
cool. I
Yeah.
apologize. I made that mistake once, but not mistake, but that happened to me once before on my show where I released somebody's song, brought them on to talk about it. And in the middle of asking them their inspiration for it, they said, well, I'm actually inspired as to how you found it because we haven't released this yet.
Yeah, no, you didn't burst the surprise.
Okay, cool, cool,
But
cool, cool.
yes, no, but thank you. I do appreciate it and I appreciate your time.
Thank you as well. You have a great one.
Absolutely.